Hello and welcome to WePC. My name's Jack and today we're going to be looking at my best settings guide for DLSS in Red Dead Redemption 2. Before we get into it, can I please ask that you smash the like button and subscribe if you want to stay up to date on all of our best settings, optimization guides and benchmarks here on the channel. We also have a Discord channel and we'd love for you to join. Links in the description. There we go then, with that out of the way, I'd like to clarify that I am in 1080p here, as Red Dead is a decently demanding game, and 1080p is pretty much still the industry standard. If you'd like me to make a best settings video for the other resolutions, please let me know in the comments, I'd be more than happy to oblige. Now then, with DLSS in 1080p, I'd never recommend you go anything less than balanced, as the quality begins to take a significant hit at that point. With that being said then, let's get some baselines out of the way. Here's ultra settings with everything absolutely cranked to the max, with both the DLSS quality and balance settings. And as you can see, we get an FPS average here of 69, nice, for the quality setting, and 72 FPS for the balance setting. Only a 3% gain, but gains are gains. Next up, we have all the settings on high, so not quite cranked, so a step down from ultra. Just really as a visual baseline to compare our optimized settings to. Now as you can see, on high settings with the quality DLSS setting, we get an average of 105 FPS. And again, on the balanced setting, we get 110 FPS. A gain of 5% over quality. Not bad. Now let's take a look at my optimized settings for both the quality and balance settings within DLSS. 129 FPS average we get for the quality setting here, and a very impressive 133 FPS for the balanced DLSS setting, using my optimized settings of course. If you want to know how I got this, stick around because I'm about to tell you. Okay, so let's go through our settings then. We are, as I said earlier, on 1080p. Refresh rate doesn't really matter as we're not using VSync. Screen type is full screen. That is important. You definitely want to try and run your games in full screen where you can, because that tells Windows that it's the on-top window and it needs to prioritize its resources towards that window, in layman's terms. So here we go then. Here are the settings that matter. Quality preset level, that doesn't matter, we're using custom anyway, it doesn't matter where that slider is. Texture quality you want on ultra to make sure everything pops. Anisotropic filtering is 16x, that doesn't really make a performance difference. Lighting quality you want on high to make sure everything to do with lighting is nice and crisp. Global illuminations is the same reason. Shadow quality again ties into lighting, we definitely want nice shadows. This is a beautiful game and we need it to look so. For shadow quality, high. Screen space ambient occlusion, high. Reflection quality will be medium, as we don't really spend a lot of time looking in reflections in this game, to be fair. Mirror quality you definitely want on ultra, as you don't spend a lot of time sat in front of mirrors, but when you are, you want to make sure that it's nice and crisp and high definition. Water quality is custom, we'll go over that in a second. And same with volumetrics. Particle quality is high for things like explosions and gunshots. Tessellation quality you want on ultra. DLSS, we are going to be using quality and balanced as I mentioned earlier. You don't want to go below balanced for 1080p really. Or you can go ahead and leave it on auto, but do bear in mind, auto will opt for lower settings than balanced where your FPS takes a hit, so do bear that in mind if you're going to use auto. All of these settings below DLSS don't matter as they are governed by DLSS, so don't worry about them. And into the advanced settings then. You definitely want them unlocked so you can configure the settings manually. The graphics API, I opted for DirectX 12 as I get a good 10% increase on its own over Vulkan, so you definitely want to use DirectX 12 so long as you have a compatible graphics card. The difference in quality with near volumetric resolution is quite low, so we're going to go ahead and leave it on low as it doesn't really impact immersion. The same cannot be said for far volumetric resolution, as the resolution of fog and clouds far away in Red Dead can get a little low when you opt for lower settings. So to not break immersion, we're going to leave this on medium. Volumetric lighting quality we want on high. We really want to make sure that this is cranked, not as high as it will go, but at least on high. You can opt for ultra if you want, but lighting is a huge part of this game and we need to leave it on a decently high setting. Unlocked volumetric ray march resolution we want on. Particle lighting quality we want on medium. Soft shadows we definitely want on high to make sure our shadows are nice and smooth. Grass shadows on medium because grass without shadows looks horrible. Long shadows on. You can opt to turn these off if you want, but I would say definitely leave them on. Full resolution SSAO we definitely want on. Water refraction quality you definitely want on high. The same with water reflection quality, because when you are near water in this game it does look amazing, so you definitely want to keep its visual fidelity. Nothing worse than having horrible water. Water physics quality is on about 50%. TAA sharpening you want on about 1/3 of the bar, just to make sure everything's nice and crisp. Motion blur is purely down to personal preference. I do like it on, but turn it off if you don't like it. Reflection MSAA you want on ×2. Geometry level of detail is kind of 2/3 of the way up the bar. You can get away with turning it up slightly if you do find geometry LOD is a bit off. Grass LOD you can have about halfway. Halfway seems to be about the sweet spot. Tree quality you definitely want on ultra. Parallax occlusion mapping quality we want to leave on ultra. Decal quality, things like bullet holes and tire marks you want on ultra. Fur quality you definitely want on high. And tree tessellation you want to turn on. So that's about it. You get great performance gains using my optimized settings and DLSS. Like I said, this video is primarily for 1080p, but again, if you want me to make a video on those two resolutions, definitely let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to make one. So that's pretty much it. A nice and quick best settings for you for DLSS that's recently released for Red Dead Redemption 2. I hope you enjoyed the video. Smash the subscribe button, hit the like button. Don't miss any of the great content we do here. We do work really hard to bring you great, informative and entertaining content, and we'd really hate for you to miss it. Again, you can also join our Discord, link is in the video description below. That's pretty much it guys, thank you very much for watching. This has been Jack from WePC, and I'll see you in the next one.